feel like your piano chords are sounding a bit dull? What if I told you that even as a beginner, you can turn simple chords into big, rich sounds without needing to learn loads of music or chord theory? Stick around because these tips will change everything. Hi everyone, I'm Arthur, and today we're going to be diving into the world of big, rich chords. But the thing is, they don't have to be difficult to learn. So I'm going to assume you're here because you already know about the basic triad chords. And you want to take them to the next level. You may have also heard about the concept of stacking thirds on top of your triads, or adding chord extensions to create richer sounding chords. But it can seem pretty intimidating thinking about learning all these extra numbers and extensions. I get it. There's a lot to learn. Well, this first tip is a super quick way to play any 11th chord on the piano. So we'll use C as an example. So the C11 is this. And it's called this because each of the extensions on top, the extra notes, can be counted from the bottom. You've got the 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. So it can be tricky learning big chords like this. But if you use what are called upper structure triads, it makes it a whole lot easier. To play them, you start with a major triad in both hands, in this case a C major. And then in your right hand, you bring all of the keys down to the left by 2 half steps or semitones. So your thumb from the C down to the left by 1, 2 to the B flat, the middle from E, 1, 2 to the D, and the top from a G goes 1, 2 to the F. And that brings you down to a B flat major chord. So then you play both hands at the same time. Voila, you've got the C11 chord. And the great thing about this approach is you've gone straight for a big 11 chord here. But also, if you take the top away, the F, you know the C9 chord. And again, if you take this top away here, the D there, you know the C7 chord. So straight away you're knowing all these big chords with these extensions on top. By simply moving the top triad down to the left by 2 half steps. C11. Then you can play around with the chord voicings, which basically means you change around the order of the notes. For example, but we're not going to talk about chord voicings now. We can take a closer look at them in another video I've done for you. But that tip I just showed you works for any chord on the piano. Here's another big, rich and beautiful sounding chord type called minor 11 chords. And they sound like this. Beautiful, right? And to play them, the tip I'm going to teach you is very similar to the last one I just taught you, except this time, rather than starting with a major triad in both hands, this time you start with a minor triad in your left and a major in your right. So C minor in your left and a major triad in your right. And then you just do exactly the same thing as before. So your right hand goes to the left by 2 half steps, all of the notes, which again brings you to a B flat major. Yeah? And then you play them with both hands, and then you have the C minor 11 chord. And then again you can play them with a different chord voicing. And that's just spreading the notes out and moving them around. And again, you can use that tip to figure out any minor 11 chord on the piano. And here's another lovely, rich sounding chord type that you can easily play using a simple upper chord structure. And they are the major 9 sharp 11 chords, which sound like this. So again, it sounds complicated. It's a major 9 sharp 11, or sometimes known as a major 7 9 sharp 11. But using these upper chord structures, they're super easy to learn. So again, we're going to be using triad chords in both hands. This time the left is a major triad and the right is a minor triad. So we're going to be using the C chord again as an example. So the left hand plays a C major triad and then the right hand plays a C minor triad chord. And then what you do is the right hand, you're going to move to the left by a half step or semitone. So before with the other tips, it was 2 half steps or a full tone. This time it's a half step. So your thumb is on a C, it goes down to the left to a B, and then the middle there on the E flat goes to the D, and then the G on top down to the left to an F sharp, which brings you to a B minor chord in the right hand. So C minor to a B minor. And then to play them together, to play that major 9 sharp 11 chord on the C, just play them at the same time, and you get that lovely chord there. Beautiful. And then if you want, you can play around with the chord voicing. And just like the others, you can use that chord building tip to figure out any major 9 sharp 11 chord on the piano that you want. Now these chords sound fuller and richer than basic triads, but all the notes are squashed together in what are called block chords, and they can sometimes sound a bit muddy, especially when you play them lower down on the piano. If you want to learn some easy ways to play some beautiful sounding chord voicings, then watch this video. Anyway, thanks for watching, and bye for now.